Hi there, welcome to Electric Monarch. My name is Dr. Heather Monty, and in this video, we're going to go over some of the drone business updates for February of 2024. So some of the things that I've got going on for you guys and some things that I think are going to be interesting to you that you might want to be a part of. So I got a whole list over here of things I want to cover. I'm not going to edit this video. We're just going to chat and I'll post it up on YouTube and you can take a look at it there. I will have links to everything I am talking about in the description. So make sure you check that for the description. The first thing I want to share is that we are officially in 105 countries. Woohoo! So we're talking about the blog, the podcast, the YouTube channel. Since I started this in 2020, I started this really as a project during quarantine in 2020, where I live in Arizona. It's hot here in the summer. So I was like, I'm going to start making some airspace tutorials for YouTube. I had a couple things on YouTube about, drone programming and some of the tutorials there, but I thought let's start doing some airspace tutorials to help people understand airspace in the United States, help drone pilots. And when I realized that we had a global audience, the content that I was making was really pertinent to the US, certification, drone pilot certification. So when I realized that we had a global community here, I started making more content that was much more universally applicable. So when we're talking about starting a drone business, getting a career in the drone industry, some of the things that are really going to be relevant for you no matter where you are in the world. And so those of you that have been here any length of time have probably seen a little bit of a shift in that content. And so the way I really am approaching it, I spent 20 years in higher education. I was a dean, I was a vice president, I earned full professor. And so the way I'm really approaching this is if I were doing this for a college or a university, how would I be advising people on starting a business in the drone industry or starting their career in the drone industry? So that's the sort of the shift in what you're seeing here. So, I've always worked in technology education and I've always been a big advocate for helping students, however old they are, doesn't matter how old they are, helping them start and grow a business in the tech industry. There's a lot of really good things that haven't been thought of yet, haven't been invented yet. And so that's my motivation here. So if you have content ideas, things that you want to see, things that you want to learn more about, please feel free to shoot me an email. Let me know. I'd love to chat some more. So what I do is I keep track of all of the different places that we're in. And so I don't want to talk because it's my microphone's right here, but this map is, I have a pin in every spot, every country that we have somebody in our community, which is so exciting to me. Like I never imagined that we were going to grow this big. And so I've got really big plans for 2024 and we're going to make it happen. Okay. So the other thing, next thing is I did create a TikTok account. So as I monitor all of our analytics and see where you guys are coming from and who's in our community and who's in our academy, our audience, our group, our community is largely people 35 to 55. We've got some people that are maybe a little bit older. They've retired and they want to start a side gig in the drone industry. But for the most part, we've got people 35 to 55 who are, trying to get into this field somehow in one way or the other. So what I did is I started a TikTok trying to reach sort of that 18 to 35-year-old crowd. And I just started it like a week and a half ago and I'm still learning it. I'm taking a class. And but from what I can see so far, we are successfully reaching the 18 to 35-year-old crowd and helping them learn more about drone careers, starting a drone business, etc., whatever they may be in the world. So I'm very excited about that. So if you're on TikTok, head over. We're just the same thing as that we are everywhere. It's Fly Electric Monarch, at Fly Electric Monarch. That's our social media handle. Some of you may have noticed on some of our content that I have rolled out a new logo. This is the third version of our logo. The very first one that I created in 2020 was when I really had absolutely no idea what I was doing. But Canva is a great tool. It's something that I talk about in our business tools webinar that you can find on our website. Just go to flyelectricmonarch.com/webinars and all of that is listed there. But Canva is something that is really helpful for people like me who are sort of creatively and artistically challenged. Helps you come up with some really good graphics and really good designs. So you'll see that new logo starting to roll out. I'm very proud of it. I do have a vision in my head that is I'm trying to make it come to life. It's not quite there just yet, but I'm working on it. So we're getting there. All right. The next thing is we've got a page that I have all the links to really sort of all the upcoming stuff, all the important stuff. If you go to flyelectricmonarch.com/links, that's what I've got like in our social media profiles where it's got links to the upcoming free trainings, links to the Dronepreneur Academy, links to different resources, links to all the stuff. I do update that. I try to update that, at least once a month with some of the newer stuff that we've got going on. So make sure you check out that site. I've got some good stuff there for you. It's really just sort of the one-stop shop, I guess, of all the different things that we have going on. Next is our Facebook group. So we've got the Business Strategies for Drone Pilots Facebook group. I've really been limiting promotions in there for a couple of different reasons. I have another drone Facebook group that I run, and I get a lot of people trying to promote their business in there. And I really have been hesitant to allow people to promote their businesses in there simply because I am very particular about who I personally do business with. And I think that there's ethical things, there's business practices that might not necessarily align with me. So I always want to make sure that I know who is posting and who I'm sort of recommending, as a business. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is, because our Facebook group is growing so large, I can't necessarily sit down with everybody one-on-one and learn more about their business and what it is that they're doing. We'll do a Saturday small business Saturday, I guess. We'll do a post in the Facebook group. You can share, a social media handle, a link to your website, something like that. And the idea is that we'll all support each other as a small business. We can like each other's posts on social media, help each other grow our engagement on social media, things like that. So you'll see that coming this Saturday. In the Facebook group. I'm working on automating that, but Facebook is actually changing some of the things that they're doing around posting in Facebook groups and automations and that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of waiting to see how that plays out. But for now, you'll see a post this coming Saturday, February, I guess 3rd. And then I'm going to try to get that posting every Saturday for you. And then again, just so I want you to support each other's businesses. You can certainly post your links in there, your social media, just post it in the comments, but make sure to go and, support your fellow drone business owners and like their content as well. Okay, couple exciting things that I'm very excited about. I'm excited about all this stuff. I just love this stuff. But we've got this book. It's 365 social media post ideas for your drone business. It's over a year's worth of content to grow your UAS brand. So when I say it's over a year, I've got 405 social media post ideas. They're all unique ideas of things that you can post on social media to help promote and grow your drone business. So like for right here, I just kind of randomly opened up here. Let's talk about ethical considerations and responsible use in business applications of how you're using your drone. Or an equipment spotlight, highlight some of the tools and tech for safe drone operations. So I've got some different things in here that are really generic, that can really apply to any sort of drone business. But then I've got some in here that are probably a little bit more specific to a specific niche. So like maybe real estate or aerial mapping, or something like, environmental use of drones, something like that. All you have to do is just change it to whatever your drone niche is, and it'll give you an idea on something that you can post. Share a customer review that made you smile. I like to share those. They make me smile. A day in the life, a typical day in your service. Tips for physical fitness and health as a drone pilot. Share a team building activity from behind the scenes. Do a live Q&A with your customers or potential customers. Introduce a team member that's working on an innovative drone solution, trying to come up with, solving a problem. So again, 405 social media post ideas. This right here, it says not for resale because this is a proof of the printed book. So what I did was, you can download the Kindle version off of Amazon. You can order a paperback copy of it. Those of you that are in the Dronepreneur Academy, you do have a PDF copy of it that you can certainly print. because in March we're going to be doing some social media training for drone business. And so we're going to be using this book. All right. So the if you purchase it off of Amazon, the Kindle version, there's the Kindle version, and then there's the paperback book. The idea here is that I want you to be able to print this if you're the kind of person that likes to print and write notes, because if you look at each page here, let's see if you can see it. If you look at each page here, I've got notes, a call to action, and hashtags. So you can make notes in here about some things that you want to post. So you could like literally sit on the couch one night and just kind of start filling this in to give you some ideas and brainstorming, so that when it comes time to post on social media, you're not like, oh, okay, what do I post? What do I post? All right. So that is the 365 social media post ideas for your drone business. That's that. This one right here, some of you know I started an organization called Educators Who Drone. This month is actually our 5-year anniversary. Very excited about that. But one thing that I've always talked about, and I've given presentations on how to bring drones into a school. So whether it's a K-12 school or post-secondary school, so like a college, a university, trade school, etc. When somebody says to me, I want to start a drone training program, I would ask these questions, and it's right here. These are the questions I would ask. Do you want to teach students how to build a drone, how to code a drone, how to fly a drone, or how to get your certification for the drone? Okay. So whether you're in the US or not doesn't matter. Most countries have some sort of drone pilot certification. So I don't necessarily go into like the Part 107 stuff in here. But what this is I go into some of the details about like this would be my advice to you if you were going to build, code, fly, or certify in a drone education program. I've also got in the back here, I've also got, I think like 30 or 36, I have to count, I don't remember, different lesson plans. And they're all aligned to different standards. So the NGSS standards, the ISTE standards, and even some of them I've got aligned to the Computer Science Teachers Association standards, because some of this is, we've got the coding section. And and the coding ones are aligned to NGSS, ISTE, and CSTA. So if you're in the US, those are educational standards that are used quite frequently. Other countries may use them as well. But what I'm going to start doing is I'll do a quarterly lesson plan demo. That will be on the Educators Who Drone YouTube channel. I just started a separate YouTube channel for Educators Who Drone where we're going to talk more about drones and STEM education. And so I'm going to be taking the content off this YouTube channel and moving it over there. So that's this. Same thing. This book was actually released in July of 2023. I just never got around to getting the paperback version of it made. But this is something that it can be purchased off of Teachers Pay Teachers, Amazon, or it is also included in the Dronepreneur Academy. I'm working on building out a separate learning portal for Educators Who Drone. These are my, my ideas that I work on. So that is the Drones in STEM Education book. The next thing, I'm very excited to announce that I am now accepting podcast guests on the Drone MBA podcast. So the Drone MBA podcast, if you haven't listened to it yet, it's available just about everywhere, even here on YouTube. The idea behind the Drone MBA podcast is we're talking about the business of drones. So whether it is you're starting a business in the drone industry or you're trying to break into the drone industry in a career, as a career, like you want to go work for somebody, you want to go work for some of these larger companies that are out there, that they're just larger companies. You want to go work for them. So there's a lot of opportunities in sales, marketing, cybersecurity, software engineering, IT, product development. There's a lot of different opportunities in the drone industry that aren't just flying a drone. I think that's important to know. I think a lot of us come to this industry because we're either interested in the aviation side of things and things that fly, or we're interested in the technology side of things, or we're people like me that are interested in both. So the Drone MBA podcast is intended to give career and business advice for people that might be maybe a couple steps behind where you are in your career. So you might be the CEO of a very large UAS company. I would love to have you on the podcast so you can talk to people about how you started the company or how you came in as the CEO and grew the company, so that the people that are trying to do something like that, you can give them some very specific advice. We've also got, a lot of opportunities for people who might be working as a solopreneur. They've got a drone business, they're up and running, they're going, and they've got a good gig going, and they can give some advice to people that are trying to do that. And it's, again, it's not just things like real estate photography and things. There's a lot of really great opportunities out there. So I want to start shining a light on what some of those opportunities are in the UAS industry. So if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, you can go to flyelectricmonarch.com/guest. And I have a form there that you can fill out. And it really just gives me some of the basic information about you. I won't be able to have absolutely everybody on the podcast, but I would love to start that process if you're interested in coming on the podcast and having a chat. And let's talk about, how you might be able to support other people and share your experiences, some of the things that you've done, some words of wisdom for people that, probably are a step or two or even 4 or 5 steps behind you. So I'm very excited about that. Go to flyelectricmonarch.com/guest, and you can fill out the form there to be on the podcast. And last thing, just sort of a housekeeping type of thing. So email sending requirements changed February 1st. And so if you are no longer getting my emails, make sure you're checking your spam folder, make sure that they're there. I'm doing some things on the back end on some of the maintenance side of things to try to make sure that these emails get out to you. I don't send a ton of emails, but I want to make sure that when they do go out that you get them. They've got valuable information in them. I make sure you've got good stuff in there. So just check your spam, make sure it's there. So and then we've got Dronepreneur Academy office hours coming up on Monday, and I'll be sending out an email today about that. And you can find the links and the dates and the times and all that stuff in the Dronepreneur Academy portal. Go to members.flyelectricmonarch.com. You can sign in, go to the members vault, and there is a section in there with the links, dates, times of all of our live office hours. I am working on a document that you can pre-submit questions if you would like. For right now, just email me at hello@flyelectricmonarch.com. So if you can't make it to the live session or you don't want to pipe up during the live session, you can put that in there, email me it, and I'll make sure to answer your question there. And as always, the recording will be available. So thank you. Talk to you guys later. Have a great one.